If we now open the remove.php, which we'll find inside of a shipping rate local folder, we're going to start with the opening PHP tag, and then we go for RID equals this object URL get RID. Now we check if the RID isn't empty. So if isn't empty RID, else we throw new exception. This exception will be handled with the main wrapping catch statement in one of the root files, and the message will be missing parameter. Now we check for the record equals, rather than this, object shipping get shipping by ID, type and zone. RID, ID and ZID. We haven't got this method yet. We have the method which gets the record by type and zone, but we haven't got by ID, type and zone. This is to specifically target the record which ID is defined by RID, but also the other two parameters have to obviously match as well. So this is one thing. Now if empty record, then we're going to throw the exception. And I'm just going to copy this one and paste in between the if statement. So we have exception, rather missing parameter. This time it's going to be record does not exist. So record does not exist. Okay, so that's if record is empty. And obviously every time you throw the exception, the script ends right after the exception. So whatever is after the exception is not going to be executed. It's like the same way as if you were using exit, basically, function. Obviously nothing is executed after this function is called. Now if object shipping, and we're going for remove shipping, and we're passing the record ID as parameter, else we throw in another exception. So if I copy this again, paste it, rather missing parameter this time is going to be record could not be removed. But if it was removed, what we're going to do is we're going to prepare replace equals array. And why we're using replace here is because all these values inside of this on the list basically which are displayed will obviously change. At least the preceding and the record after will have to have its from value changed. So that's why we're going to replace the whole basically list after the record is removed. So we go for the shipping equals object shipping get shipping by type zone, and we're passing ID of the type and ZID for the zone ID. And then we have replace with the index shipping list, which is the element which wraps obviously the whole list, and then plugin get admin directory separator shipping hyphen cost, and then array with the values on each one on the new line. So rows we have shipping, and then object URL will equal this object URL. Now that we have the replace array ready, so echo helper JSON array, and we only echo error equals false, and replace equals replace. So that's everything inside of this specific file. We obviously need to create this get shipping by ID type zone and remove shipping methods, which we'll create in the following videos.